Hello, everyone. Hello, I don't have any giveaway. I'm just here for advocacy. Yeah, so, and just to mention, I'm probably the last speaker before lunch, so just bear with us. My work here is basically just advocacy. A lot of people have been talking about data engineering, but I'm just going to give you a little bit of background on my experience. So, from my line of work in the last decade or so, please let's pay attention. This is very important. From my line of work in the last decade or so, I've been privileged to collect data for different organizations on the field. I've traveled to so many states in the country, and I've seen firsthand next slide please, what Nigeria is really about. I've been to so many remote locations, and one of the very, very interesting journey that I had was in the north central of Nigeria, in Plateau State to be precise. And I mean, that's the highest amount of security check I've ever seen in my life. It was almost 5 hours from Georgetown. And so we went to this remote community to, as I said, collect data collect data, analyze data, and disseminate data. But first of all, data gathering for the organization I used to work for. So we wanted to do follow-on funding for the people that we had invested in. And I went to this community. They've never been connected to the grid before. And I promise you, when I got there, what I saw was actually very interesting. So the mini grid that was installed in that community made sure that they could process their rice, they could export their rice, their socioeconomic status has improved, their per capita income has improved. And this guy in the middle, wearing red, that's me on the left. The guy in the middle, he was a very learned person. He had a smartphone. He could communicate in the local language, but he wasn't communicating any reporting to the organization that we gave money to. There was no channel of communication at all. He had a smartphone, and he could actually communicate. So, I mean, that was actually the aha moment for me. That was what even led to me starting Melon. So we currently have agents across the country in different localities now with our smart phone and our mobile data collection to collect data for different organizations. But that's not really the story of what I'm going to speak to you today. Like I said, my job here is just basically advocacy. What I see from Data First Africa, I came the last time, and I said I was going to come again this time. What I see here is people that are going to build the AI solutions that we're actually going to use in Africa. I see engineers here, data engineers here, that are going to build that solution, and I've come here to advocate. Next slide, please. And I will just start with this very, very simple story that happened in the earliest 20th century. Has anyone here heard about the Shelley card? Anyone heard about the Shelley card? All right, so the Shelley card, the lady you're seeing on the screen, her name is Shelley Page. She used to work for Kodak. Kodak is they make pictures, basically, a camera company. I'm sure you all know Kodak. And Shelley Page was a staff. She used to work there in the 1950s. And her picture here was actually the standard being used to grade every picture in the early 19th century, in the early 20th century, actually. Every single picture that was taken, this card was going to be taken to the printing studio, and they're going to use all the color gradings there to actually grade. So do you know what happens when that is done? Someone that is as very dark and black as me, if you use that kind of picture to grade, what's going to happen? What happens is that any dark person in the picture with someone of this complexion doesn't show. Either you're blurred out or your face is completely taken out of the picture. And I'm telling you that every single picture that was taken was, this grading was used. And that's just one benchmark that was used for pictures. And we all know how important pictures are to history. A lot of people's history was written off just because of this. So next slide, please. What I'm just trying to say here basically now, going into the nitty-gritty of building AI solutions. And I like the question that they asked the keynote speaker about local data. But I'm still going to speak about the downstream of AI solutions, basically. The truth is, Look at this picture here. This picture is an aerial view of the roof in Oyo State in Ibadan. And I want to tell you guys that this is actually the reality of Nigeria. Like I said, I've been to so many states. Forget about what you see here in Ikeja or Oregon. It's just like 1%. This is really Nigeria, basically. Nigeria is a very large, expanse land of rural people doing local things, just like Stephanie said, the speaker that spoke about underrepresented people. So the truth is, like my agents currently, they're doing a lot of data labeling, a lot of images that are being taken on the field. You label them to ensure that the data sets that's basically primary data, the data sets that are coming into for people to build solutions are actually speaking to the local context. I just used one of these pictures. I'm not going to speak about data labeling. There was a lot of conversations on that yesterday on the online sessions, basically. But what I'm just trying to say is on the next slide, and it's my last slide, is that the future of AI solutions in Africa depends on us. And going back to the Shelley card example, I want AI solutions to be built by Africans, by Nigerians. You need to, as data engineers, as the smart people, as the tech people, you need to go out there and look for people that have experience on the field, in medical, in agriculture, renewable energy, people that have spent 8, 9, 10 years. I mean, if it's not up to that, basically look for those people, partner with them, understand the local problems that we have in Nigeria. And I'm still speaking about downstream now. Solutions that people can use with smartphones that require very low energy. Solutions that are speaking to the local problems. Like I said, that community that we went to in a remote area in Plateau State, their own problem was power. They've never ever seen power before. They've never been connected to the grid at all. So you can imagine living without power. But because of the funding that they got, that the company that we invested in got, they now had a mini grid, which now meant that their socioeconomic status improved, their income improved, and all that. So what I'm just trying to actually tell you that is that when you're trying to build solutions, ensure that you speak. Don't get data sets. I don't know if anyone knows data.gov. I'm sure we all know data.gov. If you go to data.gov, you see so many data sets that have been collected by the United States. And thanks to DataFight, they are also doing something very similar to what we are trying to do. In the next 5 to 6, 7 years, a lot of organizations that are building AI solutions for Africa will come to people like us in Melon to come and ask us for these data sets, because we need to ensure that whatever we are doing is imbibed with the local context. And I also mentioned about building solutions that enhances human potential. It's very important. Tools that help small and medium scale. In fact, we did a report. I actually conducted a research with my former company on the informal sector of Nigeria. Most of the businesses in this country are SMEs. They take a large chunk of the GDP contribution to this country. So build solutions that help their processes. I know it's good for us to think big. We want to work with Deloitte. We want to work with Microsoft. But I just have that strong feeling that the guys at Data Community Africa are doing something strong, because this community they are building, in the next 5 to 6 years, they'll look back and say that the people that build solutions that is helping Africa to actually get into this AI race and not be left behind, just like the Shelley card, came from here. So thank you very much. Next slide, please, for listening. Like I said, my work here is simply just advocacy. And I'm going to leave us with these quotes. Young African engineers have the unique opportunity to drive transformative AI solutions tailored to the continent's diverse challenges. By focusing on local context, leveraging open source tools, committing to continuous learning, and prioritizing ethical AI developments, they can build the AI technologies of the future that will truly make an impact. Thank you very much for listening, and have a good day.